Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing? I hope your day oops. It happens. I hope your day was a fabulous one. Um, Comment below whether you are viewing with me right now live or if you're viewing if you didn't catch the live replay. So hashtag live or hashtag replay and comment also where you're viewing from. Okay. Um, I am going to something just came to mind to me. Uh, I started thinking about the old library in my neighborhood, and I'll never forget. Uh, it's no longer, it's no longer in the place where I remember it, where I started going to the library from. And I'll never forget walking through those doors. And it was just, I just have this thing about books and stationery and all that. Um, I just, it's just like, golly, I'm keep on pushing the same. Well, I'm live, so guess what? Live things happen to real people. But anyway, um, I still remember like walking in that library, and I still remember the setup and everything. And my favorite place to go was, some of you may know what I'm talking about, when you walk through the main doors and the service desk was right there. Like as soon as you walked in, it was like right there. And I remember the card catalog. Some of you young folks may not know what that is, but to find books, it was like a file, like a type of file it reminded me of a file cabinet, and it was weird because it had like everything was in order, like the books. It was just like a little file, like an alphabetical per se file cabinet with a whole bunch of files, but they were little cards. And I used to hate that. I used to hate to look through those because it was like hundreds and thousands of them, you know. But that's how we used to find books back then. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have the, you know, this technology. I mean, we didn't have all of the updated this technology stuff like that back then. It was like, we actually had books, and but anyway, where I'm getting at is, my favorite section, like when you go into the library. To the right was the card catalog, and I still remember at that time there were computers there, like right behind the catalog. And then, as you're going to the right side of the library, and then in that section back to the, like way over in the corner area along that wall, I believe that was the nonfiction section. And that's the part that I like, the nonfiction section. But then they had the like they had the magazines and all of that on that side. Then the children's side was on the left of the library. But I'm just thinking about just memories of some of my favorite places, and that was one of them. I used to love the library. And golly. Wow. But anyway, I am going to recite another one of my favorites, poem, by one of my favorite writers and poet, Maya Angelou. And this one is familiar. It is familiar to a lot of you. It may not be for some, but it's called Still I Rise. Okay? All right. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.